Tools are crafted, but we would like to test them before completing the order. We will pay you for your services, of course. Oh, are they pushing for a... Yeah, I saw that for just a moment. It doesn't say I dropped any frames, it just blanked out for a moment. Let's see if it just cut up the video. Sometimes Twitch does that. Yeah, Twitch just cut off like 10 minutes of video, so this is considered a new stream. It just means that whenever I go to either edit or upload, I'll have to upload them in 3 little bits, or I have to stitch them back together in editing. Are you looking for work, mage? I represent... Oh, read that already. We will pay you for your services, of course.
Always glad to help. How can I help?
Why did you join the Artisans Consortium? Oh, that is a lovely question. Thank you for asking. For years as a crafter, I tried to peddle my goods, but it was so hard to find clients. I found myself just wandering the city, shouting if anyone needed something made. They're calling us out, aren't they? I mean, it's well deserved, but it's still a call out. The Artisans Consortium offers something better. A new way of connecting clients and crafters. They are not just a business, they are an innovation on the market. But what about you? Why do you hone your trade? My guild needs supplies. I mean, that's often the most realistic. I mean, to be fair, the timeline of whenever that intro island quest line happens is really weird. Because it kinda sorta happens during Battle for Azeroth, and it kinda sorta happens after Battle for Azeroth. It's a little bit unclear as far as I'm aware. I'm guessing it happens like just before Shadowlands as the hard point in time. Oh, that is a lovely... Yep, read that. Let's go with the most honest one. Guild needs supplies. That is so noble of you. I know I would do anything for my guild. They are lucky to have such a dedicated artisan as yourself.
Please be careful, friend.
She says whenever I don't even have a guild. Granted, I'm the one who answered that, so...
You got my attention.
Always be crafting.
Safe travels.
Have you ever seen such powerful elementals? I hear the guards grumbling about having to fight them all the time, but they're missing the big picture. Bigger elementals means bigger crafting components. While you're out there clearing the elementals for our safety and whatever it is you'll be doing, be sure to pick up pieces of the biggest ones you can find. I want to try making something out of them.
Watch your back.
Valid.
Welcome, honored guest.
Inscription chainers in here. Oh, a new innkeeper, even though this is only like 5 seconds up the road. Head Chef Stacks. Head Chef Stacks greets you. Oh, it's one of the little pet ovens. At least you're pretty sure it's a greeting. Dragon Isle's cooking makes a series of cooking-related sounds and gestures. His whisks whirl, his burners bluster and spit. He bangs his frying pan with the gravity of a great gong. The entire inn applauds his wisdom. And watching this elaborate pantomime, you find yourself miraculously better at cooking. I mean, that's one way to do it. Okay, so they're not... No better quality foods, just a greater number of them. Oh wait, I didn't actually talk to the ambassador. I gotta read all that nonsense. The Dragonflights welcome you to these shores, honored orc guest. Queen Alexstrasza offers her warmest greetings and awaits the opportunity to host you at the Life Pools when your journey takes you there. But do not rush beyond your own desire. Rush beyond your own desire. I mean, if it's my desire to rush, how could I go beyond my desire? It has been thousands of years since feet of your kind walked this land. It can wait a while longer. Why is the embassy in ruins? You have my sincerest apologies for the current state of the embassy. We have only recently begun repairs to restore this embassy to its former glory, as a shining beacon to all denizens of Azeroth. I trust that the hospitality of the dragonkin you meet along your journey more than make up for the lack of physical comforts. Please rest as long as you would like before taking in the wonders of the Dragon Isles. Why do dragons have an embassy for mortals? The Dragonflights are proud to have been entrusted by the Titans as guardians of Azeroth, but they recognize they are not alone on this planet or in that effort. This embassy was established to welcome mortals to our shores and teach them about our charge, our flights, and our ways, in all the hopes that mortals would choose willingly to stand alongside us in defense of Azeroth when needed. Ask about something else? Quest. I'm a new arrival with the Dragonscale expedition.
Take this guide. It shows the embassy's many amenities. If they weren't all in disrepair, that is.
Embassy Visitor Log is a massive tome with a number indicating it is only the recent in a long archive of such logs. I'm assuming that's what the bookshelf over here is. Each page is filled with an elegant handwritten form for each visitor to fill out. Begin filling out the form. Orc-mage, Archmage. I'm not an Archmage. I have not done that questline yet. Hey, Alexstrasza the Lifebinder. The real Queen of the Dragons. Raytheon's BFF. Not a rogue. Can't be true. Chromie. That might be true. We don't know. Angry Ghost of Ysera. Stonehead. I hope Stonehead shows up. He was one of the best things about Shadowlands. Just my name. Arrival time. Today's date. Today's hour, minute, and second. Tomorrow. Not too distant future. As quickly as I could. Sorry I'm late. I'm always late. Precisely when I meant to. After everyone's done setting up. Last call, I hope. I don't believe in time. I've met someone like that once. No. Quickly as I could. Final column asks for the purpose of your visit. To aid the Dragonflights, accompanying the Dragonscale expedition. Personally invited by Alexstrasza. I don't think she sent me an email. Hey, you'll get off that ship eventually. It'll happen. It'll happen. And hey, since I'm reading all this stuff for you, you won't have to read it yourself. For the Horde, for the Alliance, for Azeroth, for the cute baby ducks. My purpose is my own. To save the world. Again. Okay, that...
Looks like you could all use some resources. There's a saying for this. Survival of the fittest.
Event. My purpose is my own. To help those in need. To best mighty foes in glorious battle. You're right, ducks don't exist anywhere else, do they? I'm gonna blame it on Chromie. I'm just gonna say Chromie mentioned it one time. And my character just repeated what was said. To best mighty foes in glorious battle. Why does anyone do anything? Epic loot. I was dragged here by someone I care about. You tell me I don't read quests, I just complete them. I can't answer that. I'm going to be reading all the quests. That's the most accurate, I think.
To see new signatures in the visitor's log after all these years.
Okay, that was it. Golden Dragon Goblet. Oh, that was the note I read. So the note I read put the little treasure mark on my map. I prefer that. That's a much better way of doing it than just having treasure chests spammed all over the map.
Queen Alexstrasza is far more impressive than any statue you'll find in the Isles.
Falling in the void, well, it might reset you to a default position. If you die for some reason, then you'll at least be able to resurrect with a spirit healer. And it's only a minute of res sickness, so... Granted, that's like a 300 gold repair bill for your armor. Yeah, I would highly recommend, if you have a second character, just go on to that character for a few minutes. Just real... like... Yeah, I would highly recommend just... like, Alt F4, shut down Warcraft completely, go on to a second character if you have one, just start on that character. Play for like 15 minutes or so, enough time for the server to reset your character to default position, then try logging on to that main character again. You tried that all? I mean, okay. Yeah, I honestly expected it to be a lot longer than this before I got into the game. And I'm certainly taking my time. Everyone else is already gone. I'm the only one here anymore. Because I'm reading all the quest text. Oh, there's a dude. Welcome, friends of the Dragonflights. May your journey in the Dragon Isles bring you tranquility, confidence, and camaraderie. While you travel these isles, reflect on this portion of the tablet has been broken off. Remember our oaths to Azeroth, symbolized in the oath stones at the seats of power for each Dragonflight. We ask, this portion of the tablet has been broken off. For life and for Azeroth, Alexstrasza the Lifebinder, Queen of the Dragons. Yeah, I honestly expected both. Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. If I attack this thing, will it aggro onto me? Am I safe to just wail? No, I can't even hit it. Okay, well that's spooky. Well, let's just kind of go around that. The Brazier of Kinship.
May this brazier once more guide every peaceful denizen of Azeroth to these shores.
Yeah, what? I mean, you gotta risk it for the biscuit sometimes. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. I don't know how I've been so lucky to not experience any issues other than one reset on the boat. This is the cleanest intro to an expansion I've ever been through. Vish the Sneak.
Highway, pal. Yeah? What do you
Rogue
want?
quest. Okay. Yeah, and for every person who got lucky enough like me to just not have to worry about anything, there's probably 10 people that are going through the same troubles you are. Of just everything dying.
I'm always here to help.
The embassy is looking better already. Is every orc as helpful as you are? Can't wait to meet more.
It was nice to meet you.
My first real
Please
emergency.
enjoy your time here.
Sendrax looks puzzled. I have never known the Majordomo to be late for anything, much less this late for something this important. Most unusual. Sendrax perks up at the thought. I could use my emergency signal flare to alert them of your arrival. Then they would come rushing to greet you immediately. I've never fired my emergency signal flare before, though. Why would dragons have emergency signal flares whenever they have fire breath? Couldn't they just shoot a plume of fire up? I mean, I guess if the whole isle is just covered in dragons all the time, that wouldn't really mean anything. Who invented flares? I mean, we got gnomes and goblins doing explosives and fireworks and stuff. Well, the Infinite Flight is back. It might just be the work of the Infinite Flight.
I'm always here to help. Welcome to the Dragon
Yes, send the signal flare to alert dragons of our arrival.
We were trained to only use these signal flares if the situation is dire. But I suppose this is a type of emergency. There! Majordomo Solistra will arrive soon.
Does the Majordomo personally respond to every call for help?
Oh, yes! In times of trouble, there is no one Queen Alexstrasza trusts more.
Here they come!
Incredible.
Oh, there's Raytheon.
Ah,
Wait,
look
how-
who we have here.
Hold on.
We
Wait,
saw the flare and assumed the worst. What is wrong, Cadet Sendrax?
Majordomo, the new arrivals were wondering where you were, and I thought...
I see. There was a reason for our absence. An ancient rival, the Jordan, have stirred to violence once again. Dragonheart Outpost has already fallen.
Okay, so I'm already confused. Why this dragon
I serve my queen.
knows what a Volpura is. Yeah, they can be more creative, but this one was this. I don't know if this dragon was off of the Dragon Isles. I don't have the names of dragons memorized that well. Only important ones, like the ones that murder people.
I can help you thrive here.
So
mortal.
I don't know this dragon. If this dragon was never off of the Dragon Isles, then how does it know what a Volpura is? Did it just see one like 5 minutes ago? Like, I like that. I'm gonna be that now. Queen Alexstrasza is eager to meet you. But the Jarden? Do we just ignore the D there? We'll just go with Jarden. Awakening and attacking so suddenly has interrupted our plans. As Majordomo, I will ensure you receive your audience with Alexstrasza as soon as possible. Oh! Are you a dragon or a Volpura? That is a curious question. Can a person only be a single thing? I have not found that to be true. In fact, I have found it far more likely for one of many things, for one to be many things simultaneously. You, I can tell, are far more than just an orc or just a mage. And I am more than just a dragon. Well, I'm still a drake, technically. But you see me now in my chosen visage of Volpera. And I hope that, in time, you will see the rest of me as well. I'm far more than just an... Yeah, this is some shapeshifter nonsense right here. Whenever you have a species that can be whatever they want, none of those things matter. What does a Majordomo do? Well, they call for Ragnaros, that's for one. As Majordomo, I am entrusted by Queen Alexstrasza to oversee much of the day-to-day operations of our Dragonflight. I see her orders are carried out swiftly and appropriately. I respond to distress signals, like the one that Cadet Zendrax errantly just sent. As a more direct answer, to your question, I serve my queen, my flight, and our visitors. Wherever I am needed to go, for life.
I will await you.
This is an entirely new dragon person, never left the Isles. Yeah, okay, so quite literally, they met a Volpera, probably some member of the original expedition, and just like, yeah, I want to be that now. And just copied it.
Do you trust me?
Well then, what do you say? Do you fancy a flight alongside your newfound dragon acquaintances? I assure you, there's no quicker way to earn their trust.
Every action has consequences.
The Jarden have awoken.
The Queen's blessings upon you.
I wish we'd time for more pleasant introductions, but we can't all be Chrononormu, can we? I am Celestra, Majordoma to Alexstrasza the Lifebinder, Queen of the Dragons. Queen Alexstrasza asked me to convey her kindest regards and escort you to her... Did Twitch just reset again? I thought I saw a flash over here. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Just hallucinating. Asked me to convey her kindest regards and escort you to her at the life pools. But I'm afraid I must ask for your assistance before we can go meet her. Our ancient rivals, the Jarden, I'll know how to pronounce that once someone says it out loud, have awoken from their slumber under the earth and have already assaulted a nearby outpost.
Your rival is not always your enemy.
Quest. How can I help defend
Lifebinder be with you.
against the...
Cadet Zendrax, escort the adventurer to Commander Lethanak outside Dragonheart Outpost. Assist with the evacuation of the Whelplings and wounded.
Yes, Majordomo.
Rathian and I will take to the skies and keep the Jarden contained inside Scalecracker Keep.
Do hurry along, champion. After all, we wouldn't want the battle to be over
The
before
Jaren.
you even arrive.
Engage only when the Whelplings and wounded are secure.
It might be the
The rest of the
Jarden.
visitors must remain here until it is safe to leave the embassy.
Oh, I'm gonna
The
miss all the
Jordan.
fun.
Do
There's
we
plenty to study here before we move on, Toddy.
try to
each have a
pronounce
duty
everything?
before us. By wing
Or do we
by
just
talon,
ignore the front
see
D?
done.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, do you need my help?
Have awoken? This is not good.
It was nice to meet you. Please enjoy your
I've
time
only
here.
read of the Jarden in books. Ancient rivals to the dragons, powerful giants with mastery over earth and lava. Dedicated wholly to hunting dragons to extinction. Furrows her brow at the distant volcano. My instructor said that they hadn't been seen since the dragons left, as they slumbered deep in the earth. If they've awoken, every whelpling on the Isles is in danger. Follow me. I'll take us to Commander Lathanak. Sure, good enough. At the Dragonheart Outpost.
It was nice to meet you.
We'll launch expeditions to every corner of these isles as soon as it's safe to do so.
Oh, where's the fun in being safe?
Oh, do I actually have to ask you to lead me?
Ready to serve.
Lead me.
We'll move swiftly. Dragonheart Outpost isn't far.
Yeah. It's
According to
tough,
legend,
especially whenever
the
you're
Jaradan
excited for
are
an
the
expansion for
dragon's most formidable
it just
rivals.
not to function very well.
They were ruthless and powerful, killing countless dragons in ancient times. When the dragons left and the land went dormant, so too did the Jaradan slumber.
Jaradan! They said it for me. Jaradan.
But now, the land itself reawakens with glorious life. May we never tire of its beauty. We Dragonids have stayed vigilant as we safeguarded the Oath Stones, symbols of the Dragonflight's power. The return of the Jaradan will test us to the limit. May we prove worthy of the challenge.
Don't think of it like that, man. Thinking of it like you missed your chance to be there at the beginning is a really rough way.
Anything to
Yeah,
report?
that's a really rough way to think about it. Just remember that this part of the launch is only going to be tonight, and then you have server reset tomorrow. I don't know what situation you're in, but after server reset, this whole thing is going to happen again. There's a million players that are going to be trying to do the exact same thing after server reset. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing after server reset. Where I'm hoping that I can just get in again. And we'll find out. Do I need to go in the cave? I might have to go in the cave. And I was honestly expecting so much worse performance than this so far. I don't know what went on your end. But I know watching someone isn't quite as fun as... Ow. Yeah, I'm not either. I know that I am in a position currently to where I can stream this and play it almost every day. And that's going to be plenty enough time that even at a couple hours each day, streaming or playing it, I'm going to be ahead of 99% of all players with a sane schedule. And that's just a lucky part on my end. So I'm going to take it very, very slow. I'm going to be reading all of these question texts. Yes. Yes. I can understand that. Yeah, I'm gonna be going very, very slow. There are going to be people who hit max level before I hit level 65 easily. Probably before I hit level 62, knowing last couple of expansions. These are really rough enemies, actually. Knockups, stuns. Rousing Earth. Okay, yep. Yeah, it does look like they went for Burning Crusade style elemental drops and farming. Hey, look. Just because it's gonna take them, like, once this, the next raid, let me actually try to coherently speak for a moment. Once this next raid happens, we'll have around, 7 months or so before the next one. That's normally how it goes. And who knows, maybe that extra 100 employees that they hired on just to work on Dragonflight and future content, maybe that'll actually do something. We can always be pleasantly surprised. I was, just talking the other day, like, look, no matter how excited I am to play new stuff for the game, it's the same game. This isn't going to be world-changing. We shouldn't expect them to make a huge difference in philosophy or design or whatever else. We can only hope that it's better than Shadowlands. And even at its worst, I've still been getting plenty of entertainment out of it. And who knows, maybe I'll actually be able to achieve my goal and see a couple of these percentages over here go to 100. Oh, I guess I don't need that dude. I just need this dude. Never touch Shadowlands? Okay, so I would say it's one of those expansions where it's not quite as bad as you've heard, but there's some real bad issues. The storyline is just like a stockpile of incompetence, just stacking on top of each other. And then them saying, oh yeah, that character you loved, they never had an opinion or an action anyway. They never actually made a choice, they were just tricked into doing it. As far as, like, the Covenants, I think the Covenants were actually pretty neat. Yeah.
What's on your mind?
The account I'm streaming on isn't even my main account that I've spent so much time on. This account was made specifically... I forgot to read that.
What can I do for you?
Specifically for doing these streams.
You are welcome here. Always glad to
Thank you
help.
for your help. If you ever need items crafted, the Artisans Consortium is here to
Clear
provide.
skies and safe journeys.
I will deliver these tools at once. The Dragonskull expedition will be pleased with their crafting work. Okay, fair enough. Hey, that means you're probably more...
See our way through this.
Yeah. Dude, they actually just ruined Vol'jin's storyline. They retroactively made everything that Vol'jin did pointless. That's the only part that I was actually super upset about.
Best of luck to you.
Renown level 2. Does that mean I can purchase something over here now? No. Oh, there is a thing right here, though. I'm guessing I can't reach that. Nah. Oh my god, is archaeology actually in the game? Did they bring archaeology back? They just forgot about it for Shadowlands. They just were like, nah, we're not gonna bother. If they didn't bring archaeology back, I'd be upset at them. No, that's just like a toy. I'm disappointed. It's not even an official toy, it's just like a reusable item. Yeah, no, I actually kind of really liked where the storyline was going. The weird mulchers in the Forge of Souls purpose. Oh, the three-headed weird guys. Are those the guys you're talking about? Oh, there's Duck. Okay.
At ease.
What can you tell me about the Jarden? Overwhelming force, applied directly, force on force, and may the strongest survive. There's a simplicity to their battle plan I appreciate. I can't wait to strike back once we've secured our vulnerable. Oh, yeah. Those things. Okay, yeah, I know what you're referring to now. Why did the Jarden attack the outpost? Look, weird mulcher things. I'm like, what weird mulcher things? No, I got what you're talking about. Yeah. All they did with the... I mean, I kind of like what they did with Icecrown Citadel being an actual purpose to be built there and what it did and why there's a giant pit and everything. But it might be that the actual throne was intended to have the armor there, the armor of Nuzul and the helmet, and that was like the amplifier or some such. Might be. Who knows? That all changed. The Jarden have always sought opponents who could match them blow for blow. Few are strong enough to prove a challenge, so they rage more and more across the Isles. It is said that they used to attack these outposts regularly. They would either test the mettle of the elite Draconid. I keep on saying Draconid. Or their victory would draw out the dragons for an even tougher fight.
Dismissed.
I will take what reinforcements I can get. We must act swiftly.
Protect your allies.
And that's from a different faction.
For the
Invader
Life
Jarden. We may not have the power to take back our outpost, but we do not have to surrender without a fight. Show them we still have teeth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that Ner'zhul and the armor were just like the targeting emitter. That they were just there for proper distance scaling and everything.
Report back. For the Lifebinder.
They descended upon us before we could even respond. My guards held as long as they could, as we evacuated the young and helpless. But I fear that there are more within the outpost. Cross that bridge and search for survivors.
Dismiss. I am trusting you with the lives of my brethren.
Okay. So I see your quest. I'm gonna raise you walking in the complete opposite direction because there's a treasure chest over there. Siege Arbalist. Oh, is there an interactable right there? Oh, there's something right here. White Bell Pigment. Is that... Huh. Oh, I got a new cloak. I mean, that's a transmog. Where did that go? Did the pigment go into my currency tab? Did it just convert straight into Dragon Isle supplies? Is that what happened? Up there? Supreme Gigabrain move by the jailer to manipulate Nerzul into being a coward and breaking Draenor's rules. Look. He was behind everything. All of it. Especially Sargeras. Like, that was all his plan. There's like a evil frog cave here. What's this? None of my business. That's what it is. Oh. Okay, I have... Well, we'll just sit here for a moment. So I have managed to blink under the map. I don't know how. But I'm sure we can appreciate that. So let's... Is it going to let me pop back out? Yeah, okay. Okay, so the seam right here... Yeah, there's a seam right here. Okay, is this can we replicate that? Can we I think it's like right here. Can we? No, it's not letting me now. Okay. Well, maybe I'll test it later. We'll see. Oh, the bridge is right here. I can just get up there. More wind serpents. Wind serpent is definitely a monster type that they're not shy about reusing. Okay, so there's a treasure right here. Yeah, right there. Dragon goblet. Toy. That's another for my collection. What does it do? It just throws gold on the floor. Got it. Okay, that's neat. It's not annoying though, so it's never going to be used. Look, I know there's a little bit of hope whenever something like that happens. You blink under the map or something, and there's just a little bit of hope that you can find something weird under there, like walking around underneath Orgrimmar. But most of the time, it's just a pit. Most of the time, it's nothing. Oh, well, hey. If someone else fell into the void with you, at least you have a friend. Exactly, you get to share the fun with somebody else. And you can yell at each other to communicate as you fall. Okay, well. I don't know what you are, but you're running very fast. So I want to fight you. I got a blue. And it's still worse than mine. Yeah, okay, okay. You've been rescued. Well, that's good news. Oh, yeah. Someone took notice. Let's be honest here. They probably... Blizzard probably has some GMs just kind of floating around, watching things to see nothing goes too horribly wrong. At least I hope they do. They used to. But who knows how many years it's been since they last did that. Just default graveyard? Eh. We can still hope. Oh, I know they haven't done them for years. I was kind of hoping they restarted that. I was kind of hoping they restarted the Game Master role with the hiring on of that other company for working on Warcraft. But that's just hopeful wishing, and it has nothing to do with reality. So... Look, even if and or when Microsoft... Yeah, Microsoft is pretty well known for buying the company and just saying, no, they can do what they want. It's not our business. We just own them now. I think the only truly good thing that could possibly come from the Microsoft purchasing is maybe possibly getting rid of Bobby. Bobby's yacht is pretty big. And if they could put the Warcraft subscription and wrap it into the Xbox Game Pass. If they could do that, that would be worth it. I'd be super hype.
What's the situation?
Even if he does, at least he'd be gone. How much would you pay for a man to leave your life forever? Wonderful.
Protect your allies.
We cannot rest yet, but I breathe easier knowing that we have rescued them. Thank you.
Dismissed.
I mean... I like Warcraft. I've been playing it for like 20 years almost. But, you know, all that money went to him. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it went to him. So, either keep paying him for as long as I'm playing the game, or give him a lump sum in advance and just say, go away. Sometimes your money goes to people you don't necessarily agree with or you don't really like, and there's not much you can do about it. Like, oh man, I wish I could stop giving Hasbro money. I would love it if I could just never give Hasbro money again. But Hasbro controls like half of the things. Yeah, but Hasbro controls like half of the things I love in life. Hasbro controls all the stuff relating to Wizards of the Coast. It controls all the stuff with like Transformers. Half the stuff I grew up with is all owned by Hasbro, so it's like, yeah, I really wish I could just never give Hasbro money, but I kind of like those things still. Cadet Sendrex has informed me of our Majordomo's plans. Thank the Lifebinder that we have their help. Their interference gives us the reprieve we need to get our wounded back to the life pools to be treated. I wish I could reinforce Celestra, but I must keep my guards near the wounded. Go to the enemy stronghold to meet them. If there were another way of handling the Jarden, I would ask, but as it were, you must do what you must.
Protect your allies.
The wagon is ready to go.
I'm not sure if they own New
I
Atari.
need you for another vital task.
Who in the world
Cadet.
is sending me messages on my phone? I thought I muted this
Even
thing.
if it costs me my life.
Easy, young one. We will need our most veteran warriors to combat the rise of our ancient enemies. Head to the Lifebinder Conservatory and rally the Draconid to the life pools.
Right away, Commander Lethanek.
The Isles have awakened.
Ooh, that's some aggressive wording right there. And it's probably very accurate. The wounded are stabilized, but something still troubles me. A pair of dragon spawn ecologists had come to the outpost to study the wetlands. I haven't seen scale nor claw of them since the attack. It's become worrisome. If you're venturing out, would you mind keeping an eye out and making sure they're safe? And do take care. Rumor has it those wetlands are Gorlock infested.
May the waters protect you.
Wait, hold on. I'm noticing some similarities. Some similarities in regards to enemy types. Okay, so whenever you click on enemies, some enemies have a little buff called overburdened with supplies, and they'll drop war supplies, basically. Got it. NPCs are falling through the floor, or spawning and falling again. Orgrimmar no longer exists. Orgrimmar is on a different plane of reality. What happens there is none of our concern. Leave quickly so that you don't fall with it. These creatures died traumatically. Throw, through. It's more respectful of finding out what's killing them as quickly as we can. We're supposed to preserve life, not just carefully observe it.
Looks like you could all use some resources. There's a saying for this. Survival of the fittest.
I have lived.
Tragically
to see
deceased
them
waterfowl.
return.
Reality only exists whenever people are looking at it. You just happen to fall behind the crowd, and so you get to watch the breakdown happen in real time. We are watching the ecological collapse, and while I agree we must do something, we shouldn't allow ourselves to act rashly. Why are there so many deceased animals here? These poor creatures are victims of the elementals that are encroaching on these wetlands. We've been studying their corpses. Thrall and continues, in the hopes we will be able to keep their fellows from meeting the same end. Don't worry, death for one is food for another. Even death can nurture life. Oh. Yeah. I want to ask about something else. Yes, definitely try the airship. What can you tell me about these wetlands? May the Naru guide you. There are dozens of different varieties of wetlands. A swamp is a wooded wetland. A marsh is a wetland grown over with shrubs and grasses. Both bogs and fens acquire their water from rainfall, but a bog is acidic while a fen is alkaline. So much terminology to learn. Thank you for these wetlands facts. Okay, so that literally just actual textbook facts. Got it. Cool.
May the waters
I'm okay with this.
protect you.
There's for an attack? On Dragonheart Outpost? Well, that does sound serious, but as you can see, we're dealing with our own crisis here.
For dragonkind.
Scalpel of a solution. I believe we are gathering enough data safely from here, but Tharu. I'm just gonna go with Thrau. I know that's wrong, but someone has to say it out loud at some point. Is an exceptional ecologist and prefers we take action. Still, the ecosystem is fragile, and we may damage it if we are not careful. I do, however, agree we don't have much time. It might be worth indulging him a little. Calling the rampaging elementals ought to buy us time without impeding our research. Be sure to call them in equal numbers. We don't want to throw things further out of balance.
Aspects watch over.
And try not to touch anything. All I need is a contaminated workspace and compromised data.
We safeguard the Isles.
Oh wait, he had something to say too. Enough sitting around. We should be out there doing something now. Are you concerned about the attack on Dragonheart Outpost? Dragonheart Outpost? Ha! If they can build a new outpost, they can build 10 new outposts. But these wetlands are one of a kind. Come on, what's more important? Some silly buildings or the preservation of a unique, delicate ecosystem that dozens of creatures rely on? Wildlife rescue?
To serve.
It doesn't take an ecologist to see that the wetlands are in real trouble. But Ishka's got us stuck there here examining dead creatures. We ought to be stopping them from dying in the first place. The red dragonflight is about preserving life, not dissecting it. I love Ishka, and he's good at what he does. But if we wait until he's done puttering, there won't be any wetlands left to save. I'll manage his overthinking. You get out there, get your boots muddy, and rescue some wildlife.
Stand firm in your duty.
And remember, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Oh, there's a grabbable. There's an interactable thing over there. Nectar. Okay, so when we open these things, these, whatever they're shaped as or whatever they say, don't matter. They just reward supplies. Well, you got a choice. I guess you can either enjoy it, or you can mute him. The question is, how long before I just go like, I'm gonna be a fisherman now? No, I'm gonna be a boots salesman. I'm just gonna farm up shoes, and I'm just gonna sell boots. I haven't been, Man spends all day in org having a schizophrenic meltdown. I mean, that's certainly one way to pay your way for therapy. Just pay for Warcraft and rant at people in Orgrimmar. Basically the same thing as talking to a therapist. Yeah. I don't know. These elementals seem to just be having fun. I mean, it would be wrong of me to criticize the elementals for playing with these animals in the same way we do with the toys. Like, I literally have a toy that all it does is grab up all the nearby critters and shove them into a bag. So I don't think I'm free to criticize these elementals. And yes, they do look very nice. Okay. I just realized it. That right there is the fireballs from Spyro Year of the Dragon. That's what they are. They're the fireballs that float around in Spyro Year of the Dragon on the sky level. I can only hope you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. I don't have it on this account yet, but there's also the beholder that you get for Children's Day that will just laser beam nearby critters whenever you pass by. Like, is it really reasonable for us to say these elementals are ruining everything? Asset recycle? I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that they took the asset from... but I will say that they may have been heavily inspired by. Wildlands. There, the wetlands are fixed. Meanwhile, Ishka is still doing its taxidermy. I mean research. Wait, what do you mean the elementals keep coming?
Until we meet again. Go with the
Did that
aspects.
seem to affect anything? No? Ecologist size. Well, at least they're nearly finished with our research.
May the
Forensic ecology. I am at my wit's end. Thrau and I have made our way through nearly all the corpses, only to stumble at the end because we cannot agree on a methodology. If only he would just listen to me. Ecologist Iska sighs. The stress of the situation is getting to us both. I don't even have a firm hypothesis yet. You look like you have a strong stomach. Will you take over on these last 2 Gorloks? You can borrow my scalpel.
May the waters protect you.
Oh, dude, there are problems every expansion with people getting in. I was literally going down a list yesterday, going like, oh yeah, no, these are all the things that I expect to happen. And then they just didn't happen to me. I was expecting to not be able to play this for at least 2 hours tonight. I typically join in on the launch day of expansions just to watch the absolute train wreck happen in real time. But that's just not what happened. And I was pleasantly surprised. Shells, elemental magic shells.
Aspect's grace
Elemental
shine
bickering
down on you.
spilling out over the wetlands.
For dragonkind.
It's the Gorloks fighting that's been harming the wetlands. So? It's the Gorloks fighting that's been harming the wetlands, so. I know that this needs proper tone of voice to sound correct. It's not happening right for me, though. I think I understand now.
Aspects watch over
Sledgehammer of a solution. While I'm glad Thrau now sees my point of view, I'm also grateful he had you rescue wildlife while I was dawdling. The situation is much more dire than anticipated. He was right to take action. With what I've learned, I fear this elemental bombardment won't stop until we've dealt with the Gorloks. If I were Thrau and thinking actionably, I would go straight for their leaders. Without anyone to rally around, the fighting would dissipate and no longer threaten the wetlands.
honor all dragons.
You were right to step in, Thrau. Tharu. This is more dire than I... Don't be shellfish.
Honor all dragons.
I was a fool to doubt Ishko when he insisted there was more to this. He wouldn't be my mate if he wasn't always 2 steps ahead of me. We can make it up to him by taking action, of course. If it's shells that are causing all the this elemental chaos, why don't you go into their camps and take those shells right out of their slimy hands? Bring back piles of the wind and water shells, enough for Ishka to research to his heart's content.
Aspects watch over you.
I expect most of the first area here to just be like, yeah, we have some problems going on with the natural wildlife. Kind of. I'm equating this to Borean Tundra. I'm equating this area very heavily to Borean Tundra. We have the Vicryl over here attacking towns. We have an issue with the wildlife over here and the elementals up on the ridge. This is very, very much a callback to that in my mind. Yeah, I mean, the very first thing you do whenever you start a Night Elf character is the person tells you, hey, if you don't go out and solve the problem with the local wildlife eating all of its food, they're all gonna starve to death. Welcome. Finally made it to the Dragon Isles. Now you can just give me all of your cloth. thought there was something to interact with over here. I guess they're not. I have looked up absolutely nothing to do with this expansion. I've looked at no advertisements, no nothing. The only thing I know is dragon riding is a thing, and professions have been reworked. So everything else is a surprise to me. And I see the new rework for professions, and I'm like, I want to be a shoe merchant. I want to specialize all my profession points. Oh, and you made an evoker. Yes, I did that also. Yep. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can just specialize all my crafting skill points into making shoes, and I just want to sell shoes. This duckling flails around frantically inside the bubble, quacking in fright. Maybe the ecologist would know how to help it. I hope this is my new pet. I want this as a new pet. I also need to drink some water. Oh, hold on. You can catch NPCs in these water torrents. How far does that go? How many NPCs of what size can I catch in these? New axe. Bye, guy. Oh, the boss gets caught in them too. The named NPC does. Oh, these are great. I love these things. Nope. Is it a real rare spawn, or is it a daily rare spawn? And how do I get to it? Look at it this way, it'll take you like 10 minutes to catch up with where I am, due to how much dilly-dallying I've done. Yeah, I don't think rare spawns exist in that way anymore either, except for hunter pets. Specific hunter pets. But even then, it's been a while since they did that. Okay, is this... Did I correctly guess this? Okay, this leads back out to the beginning zone. I don't want to go back to the boat. But I want to get to that scythed queen. Yeah, I think rare spawns in the actuality of them being rare is just a dead concept, and has been for a number of expansions. I think Warlords of Draenor killed that notion. But there's always a hope. And we kind of still do with the rare elites. The elite rares, I should say. Where those kind of act like rare spawns. In the cave? Yeah, looks like they're in the cave. I can't fly! It's been 3 minutes!
Welcome to the Dragon Isles, adventurers.
Bonus objective. Kill the primal scythed queen. Look, all those people who are upset about not being able to fly, I want them to go back and do the pathfinding missions. Or the pathfinding achievements for Battle for Azeroth. Level up. New dungeon available. Because I've been working on those off and on for like a month on this account. And to be able to fly be able to fly in that expansion, man, is just so much work. What is that monstrosity over there? They got some nightmare animal over there. Also, what was that thing I picked up? Ooh, a toy. Mage's Jude 1. It's like a very angry basking whale mixed with a manta ray. Okay. Oh, also talent point. Ooh, on the good side. Yes. Okay, what does this toy do? Attempt to cast polymorph. It polymorphs you. Yes! Does this give you the polymorph? Open Ocean has hyper hostile versions. Good! I want there to be a whale shark version. I wonder if that toy gives you the polymorph health regen. If it does, it's actually extremely useful for healing. Yeah, I know sometimes they put stuff like that into the game on accident without realizing how much it's gonna break, though. I mean, I don't know how many bugs they found with that stupid toy that just spawns like a marmoset or whatever it was. Yeah, I was seriously thinking about just letting one of these enemies wail on me for a minute. I'm a mage, I can make some food. I didn't check what the cool... It's a 30-minute cooldown. It's a 30-minute cooldown, so even if it does give you polymorph regen, it's not going to be useful. Okay, so there was a trinket that I used. Okay. It dropped off the Scythed Queen, which is roughly here-ish. You can get there right off the boat. Yeah, like right about here-ish. No, not farther up. But yeah, right about here-ish. In the mountain. You are. I RP walk everywhere. Well, I'll see you in 30 minutes or so. Yeah, back in the day. Back in the day. Whenever I played original release classic. I couldn't for the life of me find a trinket for my rogue to use. I could not find a good, useful trinket. For the life of me. But I ended up with a trinket called the Six Demon Bag. And the Six Demon Bag casts one of like 4 or 5 different mage spells. but it has roughly a 10. Yeah, so it'll do like a frostbolt. And I'm sorry, but for a rogue to be able to hit you with a frostbolt is absurd. Waddles, his name is Waddles. And I used the 6-demon bag all the way up into fighting Gruul in Burning Crusade. So I have a unhealthy affinity and love for the 6-demon bag. And my favorite effect is that it would just occasionally polymorph you upon using it. It's amazing whenever you're trying to kill someone in Alterac Valley. And you're like, oh no, they're getting away. I'll see if my 6-demon bag still sees use in Arena. Hey. If it does, it does. Yeah, I used to love that thing. There's like 3 or 4 rares from Vanilla, from Old Classic, that I just love. Amy's Blanket, which is the cloak that drops main... It's a world drop, but I got it to drop in Ashenvale. The Blue Dagger Widowmaker.
It has been so long. Waters nourish you.
Don't be selfish. That ought to show them.
May the flights
Ishka and I will bring these back to the life pools. Somewhere where they can't cause any more trouble. We've done good work here today.
Honor all
We'll look after Waddles. No, give me Waddles. I want the duckling. Let us know if you find any other lost ducklings out there.
waters nourish you.
Until we
Sledgehammer
meet
was the
again.
solution. That ought to leave them scrambling, at least for a while. Thank you for all your help.
May the flights
Save the
protect
hippos.
us. The Isles have awakened.
Okay, so at this point, I have been live for 2 hours. So to make sure I'm not a super unhealthy sack of garbage, I'm going to stand up for a few moments. I'm going to jog in place in the middle of my room. Maybe do a few push-ups, something like that. Either way, I'm going to get out of my chair. And I'm also going to drink like half a bottle of water. So I'll be right back in just a few minutes. Okay. Now that I've worked my heart rate up a bit more. I know that wasn't very much for very long, but I'm kind of excited for this, so let's continue. Yeah, that's one of the things that I remember very clearly, is while leveling up my enhancement shaman during, I don't know, one of the early expansions, I got a pair of gut rippers, which was the world epic dagger. And I was just like, okay, I guess it's PvP time. And I just went into Battlegrounds to tear people up with gut rippers at level like 35 or something. Yes, I had 2. I think I got one as a drop and I bought the other. Yep. No, not at the same time, although that would have been super stupid. That would have been super dumb if I got both at the same time. I would have loved that. But yeah, no, that was... I think that was after they fixed Wind Fury to not trigger off of its own attacks. But I'm unclear on that. Oh, there he is.
Champion, good news from the outpost, I hope.
Oh yeah. No. Okay, so that shaman was the most fun I've had leveling a class through PvP ever. Because after the Gut Rippers, once I out-leveled the Gut Rippers, I got myself a Kang the Decapitator. And just rinse and repeat, just did the same thing again. Every time I saw someone in cloth armor, you just run at them and right-click, and if Wind Fury procs, they die.
You stand before the Black Prince.
I'm jealous of that. If you got Kang the Decapitator yesterday, then I'm jelly. It does my heart well to hear such good news from Dragonheart Outpost during such terrible time. The refugees will be safe at the life pools. Even the Jardin would not raise arms against the might of Queen Alexstrasza herself.
The Black Dragonflight will be redeemed.
Killjoy. Ah, yes. I saw the leader of these giants headed back from the raid shortly after I arrived. She's celebrating their victory somewhere within the camp. It would be a shame if someone interrupted her revelries, don't you think?
Learn from the past. Look to the future.
While Celestra and I attracted their eyes above, shadows crept in through their defenses. My agents, the Black Talon. Okay, so he still does have a bunch of Black Talon around. Are keeping an eye and an ear throughout the keep. Meet them and let them know you're on our side. They'll give you some valuable information on our enemies.
Never let you. We will draw their eyes above for you. That should give you some cover. We will meet you at a forward position when you've done some good work.
Those world drop epics are super awkward to farm now. It's kind of unclear what zones you should be farming for them in. What dungeons you should just be throwing yourself through. Unfortunately, the way by which I've been doing and playing this account and streaming it I must get all of them eventually. Oh, the Phoenix actually respawns. And with any luck, I won't have to buy them from the auction house. But it's always a possibility. By the way, I do have to warn, I plan on being a bit of a bully. Because I need the world PvP achievements from this expansion. And I may be going and picking on some people later. I might go pick on some Alliance players to try to earn those achievements. Cliffside. Oh, this is a dragon customization. And so that's just on my account. Pool became Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Okay, so Kang the Decapitator can only drop on Kalimdor, for example. Is that what you're saying? Or no, Badlands. So it would be the Eastern Kingdoms. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if you use this add-on. It is my favorite. All the things here. So all the things has world drops as a subcategory here. And it shows me every single world drop. Yeah. And all the ones that have dedicated locations, it tells you where they drop. Yeah, and I've been using this. But certain ones are really arbitrary. Like this just said world drop. And it's like, okay. Where though? I see that it's a world drop, but that doesn't actually tell me where to go farm for it. Yeah, exactly. The world. You know, it exists. In some random
Come then.
method.
Let us speak.
These Qualashi are so proud of themselves. In time, the Black Talon would deal with all of them. What have you observed about the Jardin?
The red Dragonflight wasn't ready for the surprise attack. The Jardin seemed to be hoping for a tougher fight next time.
Bang. Don't need anyone banging on walls now. Calm down. There's treasure up there. Weird cork. Incredible random crits.
I'm a fighter.
150,000 damage on a random critical. Yeah. Was it an ability critical or was it an auto attack critical? What have you observed about the Jardin?
This meat grinder is a good leader, and she's riding high from that victory at the outpost. Her soldiers adore her. She's going to cause a lot of trouble if she's left alone. Good luck.
No, I can't make it past the mammoth. Nope, okay, this is a bad life choice. Look, enjoy the broken nonsense while you can. It will probably be fixed. They got some awkward treasure up there that I can't get to. Okay, I've wandered into a bad time. Okay, I shouldn't be here. These are all level 70. Okay, I must run away now. I know, I have two kinds of invis, but you know, sometimes the mammoth comes over and crits you in the face with a melee attack when you're still 15 feet away. Some enemies just kind of ignore the distance of melee attacks, and they don't really care. And you just don't know until it happens. Okay, the pickup quest was the Obsidian Citadel. At a glance, this seems to be an internal communication between Jarden camps. The words Obsidian Citadel leap out at you. Perhaps Raytheon would be interested in seeing this. I wonder if they brought back some kind of writing enhancement profession material for leatherworking. The last couple things have just been like, you can't be dazed while riding your mount things, though. And that's lame. No one cares about that. And by no one, I mean I don't care about that. Okay, look, I want my walk on water back, but I need to go get rep with Nat Pagal in Pandaria to get it. And I haven't gotten around to that.
Looks like you could all use some resources. There's a saying for this. Survival of the fittest.
Okay, so she's just gonna randomly say that to me throughout the zone.
What have you seen?
Yeah, I haven't touched Warlords of Draenor on this character almost all either. I've mostly been working on the Old Kingdoms, Vanilla Continents, Shadowlands, and the reps to get flying in Battle for Azeroth. What have you observed about the Jarden?
Jarden consider the outpost a well-earned victory against their ancient foes. They're already talking about another raid, and another, and another. It seems this is just the beginning.
I need to put this out of my reach so I stop playing with it. I know those tapping noises come through the microphone sometimes. Yeah. Well, as is in the stream title, this account is about 140 days total old. And wrong button. And I've gotten around 13% of the game done. And most of that. And while I've been doing quite a few quests. What am I looking at? What am my brain? Yeah. Well, I've been doing quite a few quests. They've been almost exclusively Shadowlands and Old Kingdom stuff. On this character, 17 days so far. I've been doing, I do a recap at the end of each stream where I do my /played and I show my percentage completed through all the things. Oh, and the number of achievements I have. Yeah, 95.
Until next time.
Yeah, it's not even my main account anymore, it's my old account. The account that I played on before starting the streams up. That account is much higher. But yeah, that one's not even active right now. The Jardins seem to have no shortage of bodies to throw in our way. Perhaps this blow shall give them pause. Well done, friend. I don't particularly care about any of these, so we'll take the staff.
Azeroth faces many threats.
That is troubling, to say the least. Yet another reason to fight them.
Every action
A treat.
has consequences.
I love seeing into the minds of my enemies. Helps me strike fast, strike true. Let's see. The Obsidian Citadel? No. No.
Azeroth, the Jardins scheme to claim the Obsidian Citadel, the Black Dragonflight's seat of power. Enough of this.
Patience, Rathian.
Okay, so
I will
me
have the luxury of patience when they are scoured
after the
from
RP.
my home.
Okay, now that the RP is over. Basically, whenever I started getting excited for Dragonflight's release and started looking into, like, hey, yeah, I do want to play this release, was during a point where I just wasn't playing Warcraft at all. And I hadn't for months. And I have this habit of, like, playing the beginning of an expansion for most of it, and then just fading out and not playing the second half of the expansion. Well, just before the final season of Shadowlands started, I decided, you know, I have, at this precise moment in time, a little bit of savings. I'm not employed right this moment. So, and I've also tried to do streaming and YouTube stuff in the past. So I decided, okay, I'll buy a microphone. I'll buy a microphone and I'll start up a project. My project is that I want to eventually do absolutely everything I can. I want to get all the achievements that's possible for me to get. I want to get as high of a percentage in all the things as physically possible. And I want to be able to show people how much time is needed to dedicate to doing those things. Well, if I tried to do that on my main account, I already have like 10 years of gameplay on that account. It would be a really bad representation. And it'd have a bunch of stuff that people just could not get anymore. Like, I have the Core Hound mount from an anniversary, from the 10th anniversary, I think. That Core Hound mount is unobtainable. And it'd be unfair for me to show people, hey, this is how much time is dedicated to doing this nonsense. And here's something that you can't get. So I decided, you know what? I'll start it from the very beginning. I'll make a completely fresh... Yeah, it's on the black market auction house, but that's... Yeah. Like, it technically exists, but the likelihood of getting it is absurd. Or like, I'll have to load up my original account and just record my bank tab. Because I've got, like, one of my prized possessions is I actually have a Tome of Tranquilizing Shot. I have a Tome of Tranquilizing Shot that dropped from the Core Hound boss in Molten Core before they removed it from the loot table. And I've just always kept it in my bank for the last 10 years or something like that. But yeah, so I've collected all this nonsense over the course of years and years and years of playing the game. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start from quite literally nothing. I'm going to start 0 achievements, 0 mounts, 0 pets, 0 anything. No characters. And I'm going to just stream every single moment of slowly building this account up. So, like, at the end of Shadowlands, I got up to Fated Raid items. These 2 are the 2 highest I have, except for the necklace. I have a Fated Heroic necklace. And this was what I was able to obtain in the last season of Shadowlands. And all the characters I made during that period. So, I've been slowly, oh so very slowly, building up my reputations from an absolutely new account right at the very end of an expansion. With the idea of, well, if someone's curious of like, yeah, and I think on my main account, I'm at like 53 maybe, because I just didn't play for half the lifespan of the game, and I also have some settings set up differently. Like on this one, I have it set up so each item is checked individually. So to complete the appearance of this item, I need to get every single version of this appearance. So it's way harder with the settings I have ATT on.
I can help you thrive here, mortal.
But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing and what my goal is for this. Realistically, at some point, something's gonna happen and I'm just gonna have to like go off and do real life stuff. But for this moment in time, I can still do this. If, for some reason, a bunch of people decide to watch me, some random anonymous nerd, play a video game, then cool. I'll enjoy that. I like talking with people. Alright, this quest. Veteran reinforcements. Commander Lethanak? Let's go with Lethanak. Was insightful, as always. We will need the help of our most veteran guards to stop their threat. Rallying them was the perfect task for a young cadet like Sendrax, but she may need support. Sendrax's path will take her towards the west, which may have been overwhelmed by this rising threat. They will need aid as well. Take this concoction and give them your support.
I will await you.
Why do the Jarden hate dragons? Hatred is a strong word. We of the Red Dragonflight do not hate Jarden, nor do I believe they hate us. They seek fair opposition above all, and dragons are the strongest foe they can find. We fight to prevent them from rampaging across the land. We take no joy in their deaths.
Lifebinder be with you.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna honestly say that in all likelihood, the only reason I've never been hacked is because I got an authenticator back when they first came out in, oh, what's the date on this thing? I don't know. Whenever they made the physical authenticators just after the release of StarCraft 2. And Yeah. Back with me and my mom both got physical authenticators. And mine is now saying that it's almost out of battery. I'm getting a battery warning on my authenticator. That's getting a battery warning on your authenticator is kind of like whenever one of the old Pokemon cartridges runs out of a battery. Like, yeah, it happens occasionally, but not all of them. How long did those batteries last? Oh.
I never gave up hope.
Fighting fire with water. In all my years of tending to the lava elementals, I have never seen them act like this. We can barely keep them contained in the cave. Do you have a minute to spare? We'll hold the exit while you thin their numbers inside. Here, take this bottled water elemental with you. I always carry a few spare bottled water elementals when I'm looking after the lava elementals. Natural enemies make for good distractions. Okay.
With the aspects.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, pretty much. I mean... That's what I did with... Yeah... There's so much on an account that is tied to the account now that unless they try to sell the entire thing all pseudo-illegally like against terms of service, there's just not much to actually get from people's hacked account anymore. And unless that person has a whole lot of actual gold, you're not going to get much money off of them. So I'm kind of like that with my main account. If I were to lose it tomorrow, I would lose the nostalgia and the memory of it, and that would suck. Well, not really the memory of it, but you know what I mean. But honestly, this is the account I've been playing on. This is the one I've been working on. This is where everything's getting done. So, while it would be pretty terrible to lose it, it wouldn't really stop me from doing anything. It would just kind of suck. It would be disappointing. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it's not the lost memories, it's the lost like attachment to the thing. You know normally that account is sitting there waiting for you. That character from however long ago is sitting there in the same place you left it, waiting for you to show up one day.
May the waters protect
And that's what you lose. The rest of it you keep with you. I mean, for me, I guess you also lose your friends list. That would be the other thing. The people who know you for the player you are. but it's been so long. Most of my friends for that original account are long gone and don't play the game anymore. So, yeah. Are you looking for the young cadet, Sendrax? She hasn't returned yet.
I have lived to see them return.
Sendrax stopped by and rushed through. That one is a whirlwind. I like her.
May the
Cadet
flights
Sendrax came
protect
through
us.
here not long ago. She relayed Gander Lethanax. Yeah, good enough. Orders for all Draconid to rally back to the life pools. Our whole defensive regiment set off in that direction not long after, but our scouts were out on patrol in the old ruins, so she headed in there to rally them too.
Go. Cadet Sendrax is showing some real promise with her eager attitude. She will be leading her own regiment if she continues this way. Aspect's grace shine down on you.
Man, I actually have a rather sad story about that. So I had this guild back in, I want to say, yeah, I had this guild that I was in called Storm over Azeroth. And we played with a couple people there. But there were 2 people from that guild that I actually added to my friends list. One of them stopped playing, and the other one I saw playing like 5 years later, and I messaged him. I'm like, "Oh wow, where have you been?" And I learned,
Over here.
and let's be
stay
honest,
low.
I don't know this for certain, it's just what I was told, but apparently it was just someone, like one of his friends or a family member, told me that he died of an overdose. And I'm like, wow. Okay. Well, that's a fun thing to come back to, and whenever you're trying to message an old buddy. Yeah, that was a pretty big oof moment for me. Luckily, it wasn't someone I knew in real life. It was only a buddy through the game. So, and that was also like 7 years ago at this point. I couldn't find the scouts. The primalists are here. I don't know what to do. What is happening here?
Saving.
Oh, cutscene.
Our ambush was a success. The convoy yielded enough eggs to begin. Go now. Infuse them with the elements. Wash away the stain of order. Work quickly. Outsiders have come ashore. We cannot let them interfere.
We must save the eggs.
Why do the primalists want dragon eggs? It shouldn't be possible. There's no record of this in the Draconid military archives. I'm just going to keep on trying to call them Draconoids. I'm just going to keep on doing it. Sendrax takes a deep breath. Proto-dragons infused with elemental energies are monstrously powerful. Stories tell of entire Draconid regiments being frozen in a single breath. If the primalists are infusing Dragonflight eggs with the same powers, the result will be catastrophic. Who are the primalists? The primalists are troublemakers, led by terrifying elemental proto-dragons like Razageth. They seek nothing short of the destruction of all Dragonflights, the reduction of Azeroth to elemental chaos. Seems they've recruited some of the mortal races to be their servants as well.
This is my calling.
Chasing
I will
Sendrax.
protect
I haven't
them.
read anything in the archives about primalists stealing dragon eggs before. This is bad. Very bad.
This is my calling. I will
Future of the
protect them.
flights. There is no higher charge given to a dragon upon their graduation than to defend every single dragon egg with their lives. It's why we train, why we exist. I can no longer hide and observe. By stealing and infusing these eggs, the Primalists threaten the entire future of the Dragonflights. We are vastly outnumbered, but will you stand by my side? Will you fight to save the Dragonflights?
Saving the eggs is all that
Red
matters.
in tooth and claw. Commander Lethanak warned us recruits that he had received reports of the Storm Eater, Razageth, escaping her prison. It seems her servants have followed in her wake, threatening all we hold dear. They move quickly. These ruins were reported to be abandoned by the last patrol. We must stop the Primalists here, the Lifebinder, and for all of the Dragonflights.
This is my calling. If even a single dragon egg is in danger, we cannot remain in the shadows.
Book. Library of Alexandria. The pages... Oi. The pages on this book are charred. The Primalists seem to be burning the ancient tomes found here, putting the Dragonflight's very history in peril. It's as if the Primalists want to erase the Dragonflights from history. Save what you can. Why did all of these flowers just respawn at the same time? They nerfed Heart of Azeroth? Well, I just deposited in my bank yesterday, so I can't tell. Did they make it where the abilities no longer trigger or something? Ooh, pretty. A tier 1 invisibility potion. Okay, you go right here. New mana potions, okay. This should be consumables. That way they go into the right pocket. Not working in Dragon Isles. They might have done a thing where they restricted it to only content having to do with Battle for Azeroth. Like they did with the legendaries from Shadowlands. It might be that it's just restricted to those zones now. Which I think is a much better alternative to just saying legacy item and turning it off. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, somebody knocking something over in the hallway. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense for it to work in Shadowlands. Why'd you do that, man?
Stay away from those primal conduits.
Book. Scales of Wrath. A savagely poignant rebuttal of the order imposed by the Aspects and their Titan allies, told from the point of view of a proto-drake who would eventually feel forced to rebel after being pushed to the edges of draconic society. That's a synopsis of a real-life book, just with some words swapped around. I got the Mage Wand from the Queen, the Scythed Queen. Speaking of which, it has been around 30 minutes.
I am sorry.
Toy box? Yeah, right here. Okay, so let's find out. I'm gonna burn myself in lava for a moment. Okay, I'm sufficiently low on health. I've polymorphed myself. No, it does not provide polymorph regen. Thank you for reminding me to test that. I was sure not going to. Inferno seeds. Oh, just converted. Akin to gunpowder, the inferno pods explode when fully mature, spreading the seeds. The Jaradin gather them when they are just flowering and use them to get their forges to near molten temperatures. Okay, there's a sparkly dude over there. Let's go after him. My trinkets still work, so let's kind of eviscerate this man. Oh, that was a commendation. That was a rep item. Bind on pickup fist weapon. Okay, that's a pretty good looking fist weapon. That's a pretty good looking fist weapon. Not gonna lie. Shame about me being a mage. Yeah. It's gonna be a while before everything's working right. Sorry, guy, I just murdered the respawn.
These eggs are our future.
Oh, loot the thing.
Saving the eggs is all that matters.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out if they're daily or not. I think you're right in saying that they probably are. I think it's extremely likely that they're just daily like they have been for the last couple of expansions.
Stay away from those primal conduits.
This shaman occasionally just blowing up a dude. Oh, what was the other book? What did it say? Titanic Comedy. Satirical tour of the cosmos from the Emerald Dream to the Shadowlands, led by the Titan Watcher Dan Tier. Neither Titans nor aspects are spared the author's ire, all having their perceived sins on full display. Okay. Divine Comedy. So yes, these are the synopsis of classic literature.
Protect them.
Just rethemed. The red and black flights. A low-born black drake fails to reconcile his militaristic heritage with his respect for intelligence and wit, eventually falling to despair over unrequited love and militarism rampant among dragonkind.
We must save the
I don't know
eggs.
that one.
This is my calling.
One more book. And one more dude. Oh. Okay, that rare spawn just spawned somewhere around the zone here. Getting quite a fair amount of Dragon Isle supplies. Which reminds me, I should put that on my bar. Show on backpack. Is there a cap? No.
Stay away from those primal conduits.
I'll stay at the primal conduits if I want to. Pride and Proto-Drakes. Pride and Prejudice? The quintessential love story set in time before the aspects, an up-and-coming young Proto-Drake runs afoul of a standoffish elder. Their animosity turns to apprehension and eventually love as they come to understand each other.
These eggs are our future. Saving the eggs
Our
is
history
all that
will
matters.
survive. Okay, I need to go fight a dude. Oh, I missed one whelpling. I didn't get credit for one whelp. Well, that's not hard to solve. Unless my ice lances fall off. Death was the only mercy left to those poor whelplings. The last hope. A whole brood of whelplings, lost. Sundrak straightens her back and sticks her chin up. There's one more location we have not checked yet. The large ritual site where that proto-dragon dropped off the eggs. Let us charge their cruel defenses together and save what we can.
Saving the eggs is all. Follow me. We'll charge the ritual site together.
Oh, those health bars overlapped right here. And I was like, an Alliance player! Finally!
We must save the eggs.
A single egg remains. We have not failed yet. If we can get that egg to Alexstrasza, she will know what to do. There must be a way to save the whelpling inside. Follow me. Together, we will rescue that last egg, no matter the cost.
This is my calling. Stay behind me. I will endure the conduit's flame while you grab the egg.
I mean, sure.
Lifebinder! Now! Grab the egg! For the flight!
Oh, she did.
For the future.
Aw. Out of all the characters introduced so far, she might have been the only one I liked. Made the walk to wing rest. Wait, where's we? Oh, right there. So, my question is, are the... Okay, these primalists, like the Tauren primalists and stuff. I went... They are, for all intents and purposes, basically the Twilight Hammer. I mean, the Twilight cult kind of got eviscerated. And the Grim Totems defied against them and helped fight them off, just out of convenience. Yeah, I saw that too.
Is that the dragon?
We're gonna finally get a finale to the Grim Totems, I guess. In fact, I think one of the bosses of one of the dungeons is a Grim Totem.
Has the enemy... By the Lifebinder. Is that an egg?
I can't look at the adventure guide. They hid the adventure guide from me. I can't look up the boss names. Wait, Group Finder has dungeons? No, that only shows up whenever you actually finish. Ah! But yeah, so we're probably going to get some information on the Grim Totems. Perhaps they're going to kind of backwards pseudo-retcon and say the Grim Totems were always part of the Primalist faction, and that's why they were always super evil. I guess I'll have to wait and see for that one.
Queen.
Is that?
Your rival is not always your
We
enemy.
safeguard our precious eggs to protect the future of all dragon flights. The primalists do not simply threaten pain or anguish with their actions. They threaten us with extinction. I must inform our queen at once.
The queen's blessings upon you.
No, I don't want to go see Alexstrasza yet. We got a quest right here.
We serve.
Greetings, adventurer. Say, do you look like a capable person? Could you give me a hand? Azkra and I are charged with watching over this tower, which is in what I like to call an exciting state of pre-renovation. My problem is that as we started repairs, the local earth elementals attacked us. So I thought, Zephyrin, why not take care of the earth elementals and get some building materials at the same time? Which is where you come in. Could you help?
Honor all dragons.
Okay. Grim Totem is in the raid, not the dungeon. And I believe that's the male Grim Totem, not the female one that we help in Thousand Needles. Not Mother Grim Totem, but Father Grim Totem. Yeah, and whenever the Twilight Hammer uses elements, they just flat out enslave them. No deals or even trade or anything like Shaman. They just find an elemental hole, shove some stuff in there, drag out an element, and use it. Yeah, elemental supremacists might be one of the best ways to put it. That would explain why the Grim Totem, Mama Grim Totem, hated the Twilight Hammer so much and why they were at odds. Completely different methods and reasons for using the elements. Hey. I think that N'Zoth was pretty cool guy. But yes, everyone's kind of tired of old gods. Which were also all the fault of the jailer. Don't forget that. Yeah, I would be rather disappointed if they introduced a new old god, or even isn't there only like one that we don't know about yet? I don't remember how many there were supposed to be. Yeah, no, absolutely. I liked the N'Zoth as the concept of like, hey, I'm the old god of schemes and lies. You're serving me and you don't even know it. I like that for an old god, because there's a little bit of sense there, like, yeah, he's trapped and can only barely whisper his way out. How else would an old god manipulate things in his favor? So yeah, that's cool. And I think he's by far the coolest of the old gods. But that might just be because he was the only old god to get any actual personality. So maybe it's just because he was the only one that Yeah, Yogg-Saron did kind of do that too. But not to the same extent. The thing they did with N'Zoth, where they gave you that little eyeball helmet and let you go talk to people just random NPCs throughout the world that were slaves of N'Zoth and just hiding it. That was really cool. And honestly, it's probably just time that allowed the developers to do that. They probably could have done that with Yogg-Saron or one of the other old gods, but just didn't have the technology, the time, or the thought to do so. Why the Earth Elementals are attacking? Clearly they have a problem with quality architecture. I mean, look at this tower. Or, well, imagine what this tower would look like when it's repaired. Now look at the Elementals. Rough, coarse, unshapely. No wonder they are jealous.
For dragonkind. Aspects watch over you.
I have to say, I'm quite looking forward to being able to work on this tower once again. Might even put in a little plaque commemorating your help. You are still planning to help, right?
Until we meet again.
Oh, bother. These are quite a bit more crumbly than I was expecting. They look quite a lot more solid when they were launched at your head. Well, I'm sure I can use these for building regardless. Thank you for your help. Maybe there are some mud elementals around here somewhere I can use to glue it together.
May the waters protect you.
We call the strong.
Okay, now I'm going to finally go meet Alexstrasza.
Very well.
RP time.
Just this once. Hold on tight, if you can. The tenders alerted me as soon as a caravan of eggs went missing. But to hear what happened to them... Our flight has endured many blows over the years. We had just started to recover. And now this. The red Dragonflight was charged with nurturing life. We must stop the Primalists. We must stop the Proto-Dragons.
Welcome to the Ruby Life Shrine, Champion. I am glad my Major Domo has brought you to me safely. But what brings you here so urgently?
Alright, now that we're here. Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, N'Zoth. Yeah, I mean, okay, look. The old gods in Warcraft are the same as fighting the Destroyer in the first Borderlands game. It's some monster that was put in a cage, and just his face or like an eyeball gets to stick out, and you just stab him in the eyeball a handful of times. And then, 10 years later, they retcon it so that he's not actually dead, you just stabbed him in the eye a couple times. They haven't brought a method to resurrect the old gods yet, but I would not be surprised with the quality of the writing sometimes.
I will listen.
The Ruby Life Shrine was once the center of our flight. We must restore it to our former glory. Okay, I'm starting to mumble more than speak. Obviously, I've chosen orator as my profession. Offer the rescued egg to Queen Alexstrasza.
Safeguard all
Cutscene.
life. What has happened to this egg? The energies that surround it are This is dire. If the egg can be saved, it will be here, within the sacred waters of the life pools. Once the young of dragonkind filled this vibrant place. And the ruby oathstone, the very symbol of our calling, cast its bright glow high into the air for all to see. Now it lies dormant, as do all the oathstones. I suspect they fell quiet when we relinquished our aspectral power. There are so many things we left behind. But now that we have come home, we can fulfill the callings of our flights and renew the 5 Oathstones. And through their unity, our absent power shall be restored.
Yeah, I think that, okay, so the old god that the Titans ripped out, saying he was defloored might not be the best way of saying it, because I think that was before they shoved them into the floors. Before they just made a temple around each one and shoved them in a lock. So, I mean, that was kind of beforehand. Either way, I think with the Heart of Azeroth ending for N'Zoth, I believe that kind of eliminated the fear of the world dying because of the old gods being ripped out one by one. I think the power invested into the Heart of Azeroth repaired enough that Azeroth will survive even if we kill the final one. But I might be looking too much into that one.
There is hope.
This is dire, but our flight has suffered many tragedies over the years. We shall endure.
The red dragonflight will protect
Faction
this
unlocked.
world. From pain we draw strength.
Titan relics. You may find Titan relic. Yeah. That's definitely what happened. They were just kind of thrown at random into the universe and just attached on like leeches.
Greetings.
But I'm more referring to like the fear the Titans had of ripping them all out after the first one was ripped out. Because they're like, they're really deep in there. If we rip them out, the world's gonna die. So let's just put them in the floor. And I think after the whole thing with the Heart of Azeroth during Battle for Azeroth, kind of made the world strong enough to fight off the infection. Is that the right way to put it? Fight off the parasites, more like. But they're still an old god, so I don't know.
Life endures.
The mandate of the Red. Our calling is care and compassion. We aid the other flights not only for their own sake, but for the sake of dragonkind as a whole. Perhaps speaking with the Dragonspawn, here at the Ruby Life Shrine, will help you understand us further.
The balance must be maintained.
One thing you may have already discovered about this place. The Dragon Isles are vast.
Our calling.
Oh, dragon riding. I get to fly again. Some of the drakes have an intense interest in exploring every corner and secret hiding place in this renewed land. Even those places that are not readily reached from the ground. They're eager for a second set of eyes to aid them in their journey, and in trade will gladly bear a rider across the lands. Speak with Lord Anastras. Andastras. Andastras, yeah. Here in the Ruby Life Shrine, he will explain more what they intend.
Treasure the gift you have been given.
Herd head and egg
I
tender.
am glad you are here.
There's your director. Life color.
I never gave up hope.
Make life shrine home. Yes.
Go with the aspects.
Ruby life
Aspects
color.
watch over you.
How fortunate you are here. We are about to begin a life calling ceremony and would be honored if you assisted us. A dragon spawn's calling is very special. Some become masterful gardeners, others care for particular wildlife. These young dragon spawn have finished their training and are ready to take on their first callings. I know they would be thrilled to have you participate. When you're ready, please present each of the items on this table to them.
For dragonkind.
Wait, are... Just as saplings must be carefully nurtured by gardeners, so too must whelps be cared for if they are to blossom to their full potential. You will learn in time. I want them to comment about almost every species. If they comment about you being undead, that's cool. I accept this calling. With this jar of fireflies, I shall care for all frogs, big and small. They're slimy, but they're cute, and they love fireflies. I assumed you were sickly. I accept this calling. I promise to care for the garden of life pools the best I can. By my rake, all flowers shall be beautiful, and the fruit delicious. Caretaker of horse riders, I accept this calling. My beaky friends won't have nothing to worry about with me as their wrangler. I mean, caretaker.
The waters flow again. Honor all dragons.
Calling can change throughout a dragon spawn's life, but we each cherish our first greatly. Thank you again for participating in our ceremony.
Until we meet again.
We serve.
I'm so grateful that Last Hack has accepted the calling of a whelp tender, especially given how many of the precious little things are teething right now. Beyond that, the nursery gardens are admittedly facing challenges. The whelps are stressed, and the tenders are, well, more stressed than usual. Please, whenever you have a spare moment, poor man, find me in the gardens below. We could use your help as well.
Until we meet again.
Can Dragon Visage become undead? I mean, they wouldn't be actually undead. They would just look like one. But as far as I'm aware, they're just flat shapeshifters. If they want to become a deer, they can become a deer. If they want to be a dog, they can be a dog. I mean, I know they had that entry where they made a big deal about Visage Day and a dragon choosing a visage, but honestly, how many times has Kalik changed his look? He looks different again. He's changed it like 3 times now. They can just change it whenever.
We serve once more.
Fair enough. Extras are turning into a tree. Yeah, I always took them as true shapeshifters, so they can just look like whatever they want. I've been tending to this garden for years, preparing for the day I'd finally accept my life calling. Now that day is here. I love flowers and all trees and plants. Even the bugs that live amongst them. I can feel nature's spirit, the great dragon spirit, when I tend the garden. There's only one thing left to do. I'm going to invoke the great dragon spirit, just like the legends. Meet me down in the garden by the pool where her bones rest. I'll explain more there.
May the flights protect us.
Welcome.
Horned Striders. They got bone-breaking beaks, fast legs for getting away from danger, and they can eat anything in the aisles. This calling's the easiest around. It's just me and my favorite big birds spending time together. And if anything comes up, I know how to wrangle all of the Isle's critters. Would you mind following me to the Hornstrider Plateaus up north? I wouldn't mind an extra pair of hands while getting set up.
Honor all dragons.
No, I love the stupid spinning weapon run. Oh, hold on. Do I have him? What's the pet called? I can't remember the name of the pet from Blackwing Lair. I can't look at the adventure guide. I can't look up the name of the boss and the loot. Because the adventure guide. Hold on, I got all the things though. Okay, Dungeons Raids, Classic, Blackwing Lair, Razor Gore. No, not Razor Gore. Yeah, this one. No, I don't have the Blackwing banner. Oh, I'm sad. No, I love the stupid running weapon spin. It's like, yeah, we attached this movement where they wave their weapon in front of them to their movement speed. And then we created a pet that's literally just that, but downscaled. So you just summon that dude, and he's just having a complete panic attack the whole time you're running. I love it.
Do you see anything you like?
Quest. How do you care for these eggs?
For the water that feeds into the ruby life shrine flows from the wellspring beneath Tierhold. These sacred waters nurture the eggs in our care.
Oh, it fixes if you reload? Can do. Nope. Nope, still can't push it. Nope. No work.
What do you seek? Aspects.
Let's talk about my profession equipment. How may I help? Oh, this is customization for how often I see my fishing stuff. No, I want to see it all the time.
Ride the winds.
Man, they really did just put ducks everywhere, didn't they? I hope they have human quacking noises. You know what? If an Alliance member managed to come over and steal my adventure guide, I'll give them credit for it. That was a good job. Happy Duck got hurt while we were flying around. He was doing so